From Wenzel Field, a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome as the Newman Greenies are going to take on the Country Day Cajuns in a Friday afternoon tilt here on CrescentCitySports.com. Emmanuel Pappas here with you. Glad you could join us, and here to take you the rest of the way in this district opener for both sides as Newman comes in with an unblemished of 5-0, Country Day with a mark of 3-2 on the season, as the captains are about to meet at midfield for the coin toss, and we'll have, of course, the national anthem coming up shortly. We'll dive into this matchup a little bit more in just a moment's time. As right now we'll have the coin toss. We actually just had the national anthem first, so that's why we paused, and now the coin toss will occur at midfield between the Greenies and the Country Day Cajuns. Newman at 5-0, Country Day at 3-2. As Newman has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. So we're going to get our first look at this spread offense that has been so prolific for Newman this season. 39 points a game through their first 5 games, and led by their signal caller, Martin Butcher, who has been very prolific this season, completing 71% of his passes, and certainly he has spread the ball around to several different receivers. Story Charbonnet being one of them. James Poche has been the leader in the backfield for this Newman squad with 14 touchdowns this season. Meanwhile, Country Day, coached by Joe Chango, is in his 3rd season at the helm of the Cajuns at a mark of 17-7. His first 2 years at Country Day. And this year it's been a really tough schedule for the Cajuns the first half of the season. Their victories came against Bonneville, Episcopal of Baton Rouge, and Madison, while their losses came to Class 3A runner-up Amite in Week 1, and also to St. Charles Catholic. They lost in Week 4. There's Newman in their road white uniforms with green numbers. Meanwhile, the Cajuns in dark gray uniforms with blue numbers trimmed in red. It'll be Price Patagna to kick it deep. We'll be set to get underway here at Wenzel Field on the campus of Country Day High School.
Back deep, number 7, Joel Taylor. 21.
It'll be Joel Taylor and Sam Moses back deep to receive, as the kick is going to be taken in by Taylor at the 17-yard line. Taylor cuts it outside, gets hit at the 35, across now to the 38, and that's where Newman will take over to start the game. On about a 21-yard kickoff return, so Martin Butcher, who was 12-0 as part of the JV team last year, has stepped in for Miles LePere, who graduated after last season and has performed very well for the Greenies the first half of this season. Twin back set, Butcher under center, will hand off, and that's going to be taken for about a yard or two, down to about the 40-yard line. A carry by Liam Rowan. We'll set up a second and about 8. Now the Greenies go to their spread offense. 3 receivers left, single receiver to the right. Butcher under the gun, takes a snap, throws short, caught, and down across the 45. That is Story Charbonnet.
Butcher's pass complete. Gain of 6 on the play.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Reception by Story Charbonnet.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 2. Two receivers each side now as the Cajuns corners are right on the line, and they're going to hand it off here, and that's going to be a stop. Nice stop in the backfield as they try to run it with Poche, and he was met right at the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 4th down and short for Newman, and an early 3 and out here for the Cajun defenses. Ross Talbot was in on the tackle. It'll be Tyler Williams back deep to return the punt here from Newman. And we have a stoppage. The delay of the Greenies will take the delay of game penalty, so that'll back them up 5 yards. So they'll snap it from the 41. Good snap. Punt is away. It's high, angled, and it's going to be a fair catch called for and taken at about the 29-yard line. So that's where Country Day will take over. 10:04 remaining first quarter. Newman goes 3 and out on their first series. So we'll get the first look at the Cajuns offense, led by Justin Ibieta at quarterback. And Ibieta this year has completed 62% of his passes, 870 yards, 13 touchdowns. Has also been the team's biggest running threat this year with 25 carries for a team high 237 yards this season. Cajuns in shotgun with split backs, and they fake the handoff. Ibieta going to option pitch it, and it's going to be fumbled, but it rolls out of bounds. So a break for the Cajuns as they try to pitch it on the option late from Ibieta. The pitch was to Buckner Hebe, but that was bobbled and then rolled out of bounds. So it actually does wind up working out for a gain of about 2 for Country Day on their first play from scrimmage. There's the snap, running inside, and there's the tackle as being met just across the line of scrimmage. Buckner Hebe was taken down by Colton Davis. So a gain of a yard, 3rd and 7 for Country Day on their first offensive possession. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Ibieta back to pass, has time, throws across the middle, caught across the midfield, 45 and down at the 45-yard line. Country Day with the first substantial play of the game. Now into Newman territory at the 45-yard line. After a gain of about 23. Snap, handoff inside, and met by several tacklers. That's a gain of maybe a half yard, if anything. It'll be 2nd and 10. Cajuns come out in a 4-receiver set this time, 3 to the left, 1 near side to the right. They fake the handoff. Ibietta's going to run it, cut back inside, and he's met by Davis and another tackler as he takes it across for a gain of 2. Also in on the tackle for Newman is Brandon Williams.
2, 3rd down 8.
Another 3rd and long situation here for Country Day after they converted on their first of the drive. A little more than 4 minutes into the first quarter. Cajuns on their first offensive possession after Newman went 3 and out on theirs. Ibietta takes a snap and shotgun, back to pass, throws across the middle too high, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Price Patagna, but just a little bit too tall. He got his right hand on it, but couldn't pull it down. And it'll be 4th down and 7 for Country Day. And they will send the punting unit out. And it's going to be Story Charbonnet, who's back to return. He's stationed just across the 10-yard line as they're going to fake the punt, and they're going to run it with the up man, and that is met. Newman was not fooled on that one, as Christian Becknell tried to take it on the fake punt. He gained about 3 yards, but not near enough, and that's where Newman will take over. So instead of playing field position, Country Day gambles on the fake punt. It does not work out, so actually it'll be the 41 where Newman will take over. Four receivers bunched to the left, 1 single receiver outside of the right. Butcher in shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws outside, caught. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage by several tacklers. That was Dylan Hill, who was swarmed by several Cajuns. A loss of 1 on the play. Second and 11, man in motion across the formation. That's Charbonnet. High snap, pulled down by Butcher. Throws, caught, Hill. Hill taken and met at the 44, pushed across the 45 to about the 46. A gain of 6 on the play. Second straight pass going to Dylan Hill, senior wide receiver. And that makes it 3rd and 5. Butcher in shotgun. Flanking into his right, running back Poche. Poche now moves across to his left. Butcher takes the snap, hands it off, to Poche. He barrels across midfield, gets the first down, and is taken down after a gain of 8. First down in the game for Newman. Down at the Country Day 46. Three receiver set now as Butcher takes a snap, hands it off, trying to break outside, but that is going to be stopped as Poche was met behind the line of scrimmage, and that was Nicky Corciani, who fired into the backfield, made the stop. Loss of 2 on the play. And we do have an official's timeout. We want to remind you, one bank that was ranked among the top in the nation for business banking. Hancock and Whitney Bank has you covered with nearly 200 locations across the Gulf South. So stop by today or learn more at HancockWhitney.com. 5:57 left first quarter. We're scoreless as Newman is on their second possession of the game with a 2nd and 12 at the Country Day 48. Didn't really have a lot of time to kind of set the stage for this matchup. District opener, as we mentioned. These two teams met here last season, and it took on a similar tenor in the first quarter. It was actually a scoreless first quarter between these two teams. The Country Day exploded for 24 second quarter points, and they were able to pull away from there to a 51-21 victory. Bryce Patagna was a huge factor, especially on special teams for the Cajuns. As we're out of the officials' timeout, shotgun split backs. As Butcher takes the snap, it's a little bit high. He hands it off, and he's just kind of scrambling across for a gain of 2. Before he spilled down was Joel Taylor. You'll see 3 different backs pretty much feature for Newman. We've already seen Poche, who's the main back, Joel Taylor. You'll see a little bit usually of TJ Bush as well. As they'll empty the backfield. 5 receiver set now here on 3rd and 11. Butcher takes the snap, throws, it's caught by Charbonnet on the little slant inside, and he motors forward, and the ball comes out, but it was whistled dead, as the spot is going to be at the 36-yard line, and that's going to be enough.
10 yards on the play.
It looks like for a first down, potentially. It is 4th down, 4th and inches, actually. Now,
Make that a gain of 11 and first down, Newman.
Now they do respot it, and they do mark off the first down. So gain of 11 for Charbonnet on the reception. Butcher in the gun. Snap a little bit high. He'll swing it out to Poche. Poche is met in the backfield. He shakes the tackler, but there are several more there to greet him. And Poche has really not been able to get much of anything going on the little swing pass there out in the flat. He loses a yard, and it's now 2nd and 11. Four receivers for the Greenies. Butcher under the gun again. We haven't called Murray Calhoun's name, who is the team's leading receiver so far this season, has not been targeted so far. He's in the slot. As they hand it off, it's a missed exchange, it's a fumble, and it looks like the Cajuns are on top of it. And Country Day is going to recover. A little bit of a mishap on the snap, on the exchange, on the handoff. The ball is fumbled, and the Cajuns are right there to pounce on top of it. And Newman turns it over with 3:49 remaining in the first quarter. And their second drive, after showing a little bit of promise, has come to a sudden halt. Now the Cajuns will take over at the 37. Shotgun back to pass, and it's intercepted. And Newman's going to take the ball right back in, breaking outside across the 35. Now tackled just shy of the 30-yard line. That is Liam Rowan. Rowan was right there waiting for the pass from Justin Ibieta. And back-to-back plays have resulted in turnovers, and all of a sudden, the pendulum swings wildly back to the other side. There was a flag on the play. It was an illegal block in the back on the return. So this will be marked off from the spot of the foul. So Newman's going to take over. We'll see where the spot is going to be. .339 remaining first quarter, and like we mentioned, just like last season, the defense has been the story early on for both sides. The spot of the foul was at the 41, so Newman will take over just on their side of the field at the 49-yard line. Butcher and the offense back out now to start their third drive here in the first quarter. Two receivers to each side of the formation. Shotgun snap handled by Butcher. Hands off to Poche. Poche a few yards, and he's taken down at the 48-yard line. Runs behind the right side of that offensive line.
Second down, 7.
Which is going to be returning all of its starters, obviously having all of them for this year, but all of them juniors. So they'll be around, obviously, this season and next. A gain of 3 for Poche. 2nd and 7. Butcher drops back to pass, looks, throws deep, and that's caught by Hill. Across the 15, down to the 10, across the 5, and in for the touchdown. Dylan Hill as Newman blows the top off the Country Day defense on that play as Dylan Hill got in behind, I believe that was Caleb Jenkins on the coverage. A 48-yard touchdown, and Newman strikes first with 3:01 remaining in the first quarter. And it's Sam Moses handling the kicking duties, and he will attempt the extra point. Snap, down, kick on the way, and he nails it through. 3:01 remaining first quarter. We do have a flag. I believe it was an offsides on Country Day. There was a little bit of an early jump on the right side. And we'll get the official signal in just a moment. And it was offside on Country Day.
Dead ball penalty against the Cajuns. Newman will retry the extra point.
So Newman is actually now, with the penalty marked off, they've got the offense back out there. They're going to go for 2. It looks like. A Butcher's out there. Oh, no, excuse me, he's the holder. So Moses is back out to attempt the extra point. So Moses will retry it. Snap, down, kick on the way, through once again.
The kick is good in the score. Newman 7.
With 3:01 remaining in the first quarter after the penalty on the first extra point attempt, Newman leads it 7-0. Folks, want the bank that was named Gambit's best local financial institution for 2016, that you won Hancock and Whitney Bank with nearly 200 locations across the Gulf South. So stop by today and learn more at HancockWhitney.com. So Dylan Hill with a 48-yard touchdown reception for Newman. As Hill came into this game with 13 catches for 171 yards. That now his 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. So it'll be Will Renoir to kick it deep here for Newman. And it'll be taken at the 2, nearly slipping on the return. Now across the 10 and the 15 and dumped down there. So Country Day, after the return by Tyler Williams, about 13 yards on the return. That's where the Cajuns will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Ibieta in shotgun, 3-receiver set. They'll pitch it. They'll toss it to Hebe, and he takes it. That's a flag on the play, as it's a gain of about 4. But a flag thrown around the line of scrimmage. And it is on Country Day. So the Cajuns will now be playing behind the sticks. As it goes half the distance to the goal, so it'll be marked off down at a 7. Ibieta will take the snap from the shadow of his own goal line, fakes the handoff and throws it across the middle and caught, and that's a huge gain. As Ross Talbot on the reception, and that takes him right back near the sticks for the first down. A gain of about 16. That'll set up a 2nd and 1. Ibieta takes a snap, option, he's going to keep it, and he's going to get the first down, and he's dumped down just across the 25. But not before he gets just enough for a Cajuns first down. Give them a little bit of breathing room. And a play action pass and avoiding a rusher, now throwing across traffic in the middle, but caught. Across the 30, down to the 33-yard line. Cody Campbell on the reception.
2nd down, 3.
Picks up 7 yards. As Ibieta froze the defense just enough and found Campbell across the middle. Shotgun single back to the right. They're going to pitch it now. They're going to go a little misdirection, and they're going to toss it back, and it's going to be wide open, caught, ball dropped. Oh, Country Day had that set up beautifully, but not able to haul in the pass that time was Buckner Hebe. That was a huge gainer. It would have been to about midfield, but Hebe was just not able to corral it. Country Day had the Newman defense fooled on the play. Now 3rd and short. Ibieta in shotgun. Drops back to pass, avoids the rush, and out on the outside, he's going to try to run it. He slips down at about the 34-yard line. Gain of just 1, so it'll be 4th and 2, and the Cajuns will punt. As Ibieta tried to cut it back, but just lost his footing. So the Cajuns will punt it away as we're inside the final half minute of the first quarter. Snap, punt, they rush it, and it's blocked. And it's going to be picked up now at the 36, and Newman's going to try to return it across the 30-yard line. It was picked up by Hampton Gamila. There is a flag on the play. And it's a personal foul against Country Day. So they will mark it off from where the ball was returned to, and that was the Country Day 29. So Newman's going to have golden field position here with at least one play before the end of the first quarter.
14-yard line.
So the penalty marked off, and Newman will start in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 14. Butcher in shotgun. Got Hill and Calhoun split out near side. Calhoun motions across the formation. Butcher back to pass. Now he's going to try to run it. He's going to try to break it outside to the left, and he is going to try to cut it back here. Cajuns swarm him, and no gain for Martin Butcher. Tried to make something out of nothing there, but no gain on the play, and that is the end of the first quarter. First 12 minutes in the books, and Newman has a 7-0 lead and now threatening for more after the blocked punt and the ensuing personal foul. So we'll take the time out and come back in just a moment. You are tuned in to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Second quarter about to begin here on the campus of Country Day High School. Newman leading 7-0. 48-yard touchdown pass from Butcher to Hill. It's accounted for the lone scoring so far after 12 minutes of play. But Newman with a golden opportunity here. Now 2nd and 10 from the 14. Butcher in the gun. Shotgun takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off. Poche cuts it outside across the 10, 5, and he's dumped down just shy and in the end zone, actually, for a touchdown. 14-yard touchdown run by Poche as he leaped towards the pylon at the end of it. And Newman now with a 13-0 lead, extra point pending. Poche with his 15th rushing touchdown of the season. And Sam Moses back on the try, his 2nd extra point. Snap is good, it's down, kick is on the way, it's high, and it is good. So on the first play of the second quarter, Newman extends their lead to 14-0 over Country Day. And we'll take the timeout and we'll come back in about 30 seconds. You are tuned in to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, and Newman now leading 14-0. Line drive on the kickoff. It's going to be taken just across the 10. And breaking it to the outside, just cutting way across the field and across the 25 and taken down at about the 28-yard line. And that's where Country Day
Cajuns put it in play. First and 10 to the 28-yard line.
will take over. So first and 10 Cajuns from their own 28. Ibieta in shotgun, takes a snap, has time, throws out to the left, caught across the 35 and met just about near the marker is Clinton Nicholas. And it is going to be enough on Nicholas's first reception of the game for a Cajuns first down. Gain of 10. Ball resting right at the 38-yard line. The Cajuns now looking for a quick response after a turnover and a big special teams play have set up both Newman scores. Shotgun, Ibieta takes the snap, throws out to Nicholas, but he is wrapped up after a very minimal gain. Will Renoir makes a nice tackle on the outside. Gain of 1 for Nicholas. And it's now 2nd and 9. Ibieta has certainly spread it around pretty evenly this season. Price Patagna has a penalty, a flag before the play. We'll rule this dead. As it is going to go against Newman. And it is unsportsmanlike conduct. So a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Cajuns. Now on the plus side of the field. To get back, Ibieta has certainly spread the ball around this year. Price Patagna leads the team in receptions coming in the game at 13. Clinton Nicholas, though, has 11. Caleb Jenkins and Christian Becknell have also factored in to the receiving game as well. Ibieta takes a snap option. He'll pitch it out to Hebe. Cuts back, and he's across the 35-30. And he's going to be ushered out of bounds after a big gain to about the 27-yard line. First and 10, a pickup of 19.
Newman, 25-yard line.
Takes it down to the 27. And the Cajuns now cooking up. Ibieta takes a snap, and he's going to have to roll out to his right. Now he's going to take off and run with it, and he's going to take about 6 yards on the scramble before he's taken down.
2nd down, 4.
Ibieta in shotgun, 4 receiver set, and he's going to hand off to Hebe. Is met, and he's going to be taken down just at the line of scrimmage.
For a yard.
Maybe a gain of about a half a yard.
Cajuns will play 3rd down, 3, the 20-yard line.
3rd down and 3 for Country Day. Shotgun low snap, that's handled now. Swing pass out, and Hebe has some space. He cuts it back in the middle of the field, across the 10 to the 5, and he's taken down after a pickup of about 15 yards on the swing pass. The tackle made that time by Eli Abramson, and it is 1st and goal, gain of 16 actually for Buckner Hebe, who has been the focal point of this offense on this drive. Now under center, and Ibieta mishandled snap, and he's going to wind up taking it as he went down to a knee. And there's a flag on the play. And it is going to go against Country Day.
Replay first down from the 9-yard line.
So a false start, and the Cajuns backed up 5 yards. Now we have a timeout called by Newman. First time out and a half on either side. And we will take a 30-second timeout, so we'll come back in just a moment. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Out of the timeout, it's first and goal. As Ibieta takes a snap, swing pass out. Patagna avoids a tackler, but he cannot avoid a second. Now still breaks out of it, still trying to break tackles. And he gets back close to the line of scrimmage. Bryce Patagna on the swing pass. Looked like he was going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss of about 3 or 4. Managed to squirm back forward, made it a loss of about 1 instead. But second and goal from the 10. Patagna now in slot to the left as they look right in a fade route, back of the end zone, and that is caught for the touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown pass from Justin Ibieta. The reception by Clinton Nicholas. And Country Day now on the board. Extra point pending here from Patagna with 7:47 remaining in the second quarter. Snap, spot down, kick, line, drive, and it is no good as it is right into the line and blocked. Extra point fails. Country Day gets on the board, 14-6. We'll take a quick timeout and come back in just a moment. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here at Wensler Field on Country Day High School, 14-6, Newman leads. Country Day has just gotten on the board and a 10-yard touchdown pass from Justin Ibieta to the Cajuns' leading receiver on the season, Clinton Nicholas.
Kicking off for the Cajuns, number 5,
Bryce Patagna will kick it. And he pooches it short, and it's going to bounce, and the Cajuns jump on the live ball. Nobody really took initiative from the intermediate guys on the return team for Newman. And it wound up being Dude Riley who recovered it for Country Day. So the pooch kick works to perfection for the Cajuns. So they'll set up well in plus territory. 1st and 10 from the Newman 32, and the offense right back to work. Ibieta in shotgun, drops back on the blitz. He swings it out to Hebe. Hebe dragged down after a gain of about a yard.
Tackle made by number 27, Jack Reynolds.
Tackle was made by Jack Reynolds. A gain of 1 makes it 2nd and 9. Four receiver set. Ibieta drops back to pass, throws across the middle and drop.
Pass incomplete.
Short route across the middle, intended for Nicholas. The Cajuns could not connect. In Country Day now in the 3rd and 9. Ibieta looks at the sideline for the play, gets the snap, drops back, throws into the flat, and caught. And now they'll have the first down on the cutback across the 15, 10, 5, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Country Day. Little pass out in the flat.
Price Patagna on for the extra point.
And they will send the kicking team out for the extra point. Snap, and they're going to fake it now. Patagna's going to roll. He's going to throw into the end zone. Caught! And the 2-point conversion is good. So Price Patagna, they faked the extra point try. The touchdown catch was by Caleb Jenkins. And they go for 2 and make it through Country Days. So now with 7:02 remaining, 2nd quarter, we're back to where we started, tied up at 14 apiece. We'll take the break. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Patagna will kick off here as we're back, and he's going to pooch it again. This time Newman is going to, now it's fumbled, but recovered by the Greenies. As trying to field it at about the 30-yard line was Poche, but it was mishandled. The Greenies do jump back on it, though. That ball bounced just across the 30, now at the 32. That's where Newman will set up 1st and 10. So it'll be Butcher and shotgun. Motion the receiver across the formation, fake the handoff, pass caught by Charbonnet across the 40, and he's taken down just across there at about the 41-yard line. Just shy of the first down, pickup of 9 for the senior receiver, Story Charbonnet. part of a very experienced receiving corps. We've mentioned about Calhoun, who hasn't really factored into this game yet. Hill and Charbonnet, all seniors in this Newman receiving corps. Butcher takes a snap, looks now, shovel pass, and that's read beautifully. Dylan Hill receives the shovel pass, but two Cajuns were there to meet him behind the line of scrimmage, and that is a substantial loss, a loss of 5 on the play. So it takes it from a second and short to a third and medium, now 3rd and 6 make it for the Greenies as we're about halfway through the second quarter. And we have an officials timeout. So we'll take the break with them. Officials timeout on the field here at Wensler Field, the campus of Country Day. Cajuns and Greenies tied at 14 apiece with 6 minutes flat remaining. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here at Wensler Field, 3rd and 6 for the Greenies. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side of the formation with Poche in the backfield. Shotgun snap taken, throw, pass caught, and across to about the 45, and then met with resistance and pushed back. Still more than enough for the first down for Newman. That was Jarmon Sutherland on his first target of the game. Pickup of 9 and a first down for Newman to keep the offense on the field. After Country Day has taken over here in this second quarter, they fake the handoff, Butcher keeps, and he's going to take it across midfield, cut back, and he's met just shy of the first down. Pickup of 9 by Butcher on the quarterback keeper as they fake the handoff to Poche.
Second down, 1.
Shotgun formation, Butcher takes a snap, is going to hand it off to Poche. Poche hesitates and now pushes across. He's got the first down, pushed back, but forward progress will mark him at the 44-yard line. So a gain of 2, enough plus a yard for the first down. 4:41 remaining second quarter. First and 10 Greenies. Butcher in shotgun, play action pass, and that's going to be caught by Charbonnet as he's met just as he caught the pass at about the 38. Quickly brought down was Story Charbonnet, but he picks up 6. Tackle made by Nicky Corciani. Charbonnet across the formation, and they're going to hand it off to Poche. Poche tries to cut it back left, but he's met at the line. Gain of maybe a yard, but that's it as a host of Cajuns swarmed all over James Poche.
Newman will play 3rd down and 2 on the Cajuns' 37-yard line.
So a 3rd down now for Newman, 3rd and about 3. Need to get to about the 34 for the first down. Butcher back to pass, looks, throws, and that's going to be caught, and he shakes the tackle. That's Sutherland, 10-5, touchdown Newman. Jarmon Sutherland
Reception for the touchdown.
with the reception, and he shakes the tackler, and he was gone after that. And Newman with the much-needed response after Country Day rattled off 14 quick points to tie the game back up. Newman now pushes back in front with 3:12 remaining here in the second quarter. So we've talked about the experienced guys that have made most of the plays this year, but it's the youngster Sutherland, just a sophomore, getting involved on that drive. 37-yard touchdown reception, and Moses will try the extra point. Snap down, and that's going to be whistled dead as there was a jump before. Offside, and that was Jenkins trying to get a jump start on the snap, and he timed it too soon. That'll move it half the distance. So we'll try it again. Now the snap, spot goes down, kick is on the way, and it is no good. Missed wide left. So Sam Moses hooks it to the left.
Country Day, 14.
So 2 failed extra points in this game, 1 on each side. Newman retakes the lead, now 20-14. And this quarter is brought to you by Rock and Bowl. And don't forget tonight, band Karma will be performing at Rock and Bowl. Take a timeout, back in 30. You're tuning to CrescentCitySports.com. Back here at Wensler Field as the kickoff is going to be now whistled dead. It was offsides on the kickoff. So it'll now take place on the 35 as Will Renoir assuming the kickoff duties for the Greenies, who lead 20-14. A 37-yard touchdown pass from Martin Butcher to Jarmon Sutherland on third down. And now the Cajuns, still with time left, and their offense started to get it into a little bit more of a rhythm. They had, of course, a short field to work with on the pooch kick on their last score. As now the kickoff a line drive, and it's going to be taken inside the 10, across the 15 to the 20. Cut it across the middle of the field, and then eventually taken down. Ball is out, but still the returner was down. That was Jenkins. That's where Country Day will take over. 1st and 10 at the 20 with 3:06 remaining. And still plenty of time to engineer a drive. And, of course, the Cajuns will get the ball to start the second half after Newman won the toss at the start of the game and elected to receive. Ibieta in shotgun, 4 receivers set, drops back to pass, looks, pumps, throws, and wide open man, that's Nicholas, and he reels it in. 45-50, 45-40, cuts it back, and he's trying to set up his blocks now. 35, and he is taken down at about the 32-yard line on the pump fake that froze the Newman secondary just enough that Clinton Nicholas got behind him, was able to reel in the catch, and had some space to roam afterwards. A huge gain. A pickup of 46. 44 on the play. And Country Day has a 1st and 10 just across the 35. They'll keep it with Ibieta. Cuts back, and he's across the 30. Taken down at about the 29.
And the 29-yard line, who learned from his father, Juan Idiota.
So second down now and about 5 for the Cajuns. Ibieta takes a snap and hands it off to Hebe. Hebe barrels across as he's met at about the 25-yard line. He's going to be met just shy of the marker. Third and a little less than a yard here for the Cajuns. As we're under 2 minutes remaining, 1:45 and ticking. Newman leading 20-14. And it's going to be a handoff to Hebe. He is met at the line of scrimmage trying to push forward, and it's going to depend on the spot here as he tried to push forward toward the marker.
Fourth down.
But he did not look like he had enough forward progress, and it's going to be fourth down for Country Day. Jenkins comes into the game, and he's going to line up slot to the right. And now, let's see what they call here, as Newman crept up to the line, and the Country Day offensive line reacted to that, but the initial signal is a false start, and that's going to back the Cajuns up 5 yards.
They'll be penalized 5 yards.
So now timeout called by Country Day, 4th and 6 from the 30. We'll take the break with them. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, 4th and 6, and now an option, a keeper, and now they're going to toss it back, and now it's wide open space here for Patagna. It looked like a busted play, but now Patagna's got the first down. He cuts it back towards the middle of the field, and he's across the 15-yard line. Whatever works for Country Day. That was an option that looked like it was busted, but Patagna made himself an option. Ibieta was able to locate him, pitch it back to him, and Patagna did the rest. Now Ibieta drops back, and he is going to be wrapped up. He fumbles the ball. A fumble on the play, and Newman is on top of it. So after the 4th down conversion, the Cajuns cough it up as Ibieta was held up and then fumbled the football. It was Liam Rowan who recovered for Newman. So with 29 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, Greenies take over. They'll have it 1st and 10 at about their own 19-yard line. And now they will just take a knee. And both teams will go into the half. There was the final play of what has been an eventful first half and what has been a first half centered more around offense and some big plays, both via turnover and via special teams as well. as we tick down to 3, 2, 1, and there's the end of the half officially. At halftime, it is Newman 20, Country Day 14. Cajuns will get the ball to start the second half. We'll take the break. You're tuned in to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Welcome back to Winslow Field here on the campus of Country Day High School. And entertaining first half, and it's certainly been filled. A couple of turnovers, a couple of big special teams plays, but offensively, both passing games have started to get into gear towards the second quarter, or throughout the second quarter. Newman leading 20-14. We're getting ready to start the second half here with the Cajuns, who will receive the opening kickoff of the third quarter. Reminder, folks, to tune in to WGSO 990 AM, also WGSO.com. Ken Trahan's original prep football report and countdown to the original as well with Roe Brown. And the original takes over at 7 p.m. Friday Night Football with Ed Daniels and JT Curtis follows. All on WGSO 990 AM. And hope you're enjoying the broadcast here on CrescentCitySports.com. Emmanuel Pep is here with you as the Cajuns had a chance towards the end of the first half after picking up or converting on 4th and 6, but a fumble on the next play, their second turnover of the first half, put the drive to an abrupt halt. As for Newman, Will Renoir will kick it off. Renoir boots it short, and that's going to bounce across the 25, coming up to receive it, now bobbled, and that's still loose on the field. Country Day does recover. Avoids disaster. That's where the Cajuns will take over, just across the 25 at about the 26 with a 1st and 10. So Ibieta back out to lead the Cajun offense. The 2 touchdowns came, a 10-yard touchdown reception by Clinton Nicholas, and then a 31-yard touchdown haul by Price Patagna. Patagna, who was the biggest factor in this game last year, as we mentioned, Country Day winning at 51-21. Roll out to the left, and now a pass out in the flat that's caught. Trying to shake a tackle, not able to do so. It's going to be a gain of 4. Christian Becknell with the reception.
4 on the play, 2nd down 6.
So the Cajuns will play a 2nd and 6. Ibieta 3-receiver set, drops back to pass, has time, looks, throws a little high, but hauled in. Nice catch with a couple of greenies on his back. That was Cody Campbell with his 2nd reception of the game. The pass was a little high, and 2 greenies were right behind him. Makes the catch. Pickup of 3, and it's 3rd and 3 now for Country Day. Ibieta receives the snap, hands it off, trying to bust forward for the 1st down, but stopped just shy of the 35.
Cajuns go up the middle.
With Buckner Hebe.
Gain of 2 on the play. 4th down 1.
So that'll bring up 4th down and about 1.5 yards for Country Day, and they will bring the punt team out. So a 3-and-out force by the Newman defense as they try to go up the middle, do the Cajuns on 3rd and short, but that was covered well by the Greenie defense. Punt will get off cleanly this time. It's high. It's going to chase Sutherland back, and he's going to let it bounce just shy of the 20-yard line, and it's going to be recovered there, or down there.
43 yards.
As Jarmon Sutherland was back to return it, but he let it bounce.
They have 21-yard line.
And it is down at the 21-yard line. That's where Newman will take over, 1st and 10. Of course, Newman, a team, like we mentioned, offensively very potent, but defense returned a lot of starters from last year as well. 18 starters in total returned from last season's team that pulled off an upset victory in the opening round of Division III playoffs before losing in the quarterfinals. both teams got to the Division III quarterfinals, Newman and Country Day. Butcher takes a snap, pump fakes, and he's going to tuck it and run with it, and he's going to be dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard.
Tackle made by number 17, Robert Florence.
As Robert Florence made the tackle. 2nd and 11 after the 1 yard loss on the carry by Butcher. 3 receivers split out to the left as Butcher checks to the sideline. Poche flips to the other side of him. Butcher takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws, caught in the slot, and then upended across the 25, down at about the 27 is Story Charbonnet.
3rd and 5.
So a gain of about 7 for Charbonnet. Third down situation here for the Greenies as they'll back off the receiver Sutherland on the other side. Cajuns were pressing, or showing some press coverage as Butcher rolls out to the left, throws in the flat, it's tipped up the air and it's intercepted. And we do have a flag on the play. Cajuns with the turnover.
Intercepted.
And a huge swing now as Country Day looks to have the ball at about the 25. We'll check the penalty. Nicky Corciani on the pick off the tip. There is still a conference as to the flag that is resting behind the line of scrimmage by about 3 yards. It was holding on Newman, penalty declined. Country Day, of course, takes the turnover and the ball.
Personal foul also against Newman.
And a personal foul also against the Greenies. So Country Day is going to be set up with spectacular field position here with 8:34 remaining in the third quarter. They are marking off. It looks like the penalty was signaled incorrectly. They go to Coach Joe Chango. It was actually the personal fouls against Country Day, so that will back them up 15 yards, still plus field position, but now at the 40.
Cajuns penalized 15 yards. They'll play 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
Ibieta drops back to pass. He's under pressure now, floats it out there to the left, and that is going to be picked off. Interception
Intercepted by number 35.
by Will Renoir.
Renoir.
The pass intended.
Newman puts it in play 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
For Bryce Patagna, but picked off by Renoir. And for the second time in this game, we've had turnovers on back-to-back plays, and Newman takes it right back at their own 26. That is now 5 turnovers total in this game. 3 on the Cajuns, 2 on Newman. So with 8:25 remaining third quarter, Newman will take it right back. did have an injured player who is now off for Country Day. Try to get a number for that as soon as possible. As Butcher and the Greenies offense takes over, snap, handoff, now cuts it out towards the right. That's Poche. He picks up about 5.
Jack made by number 9, Ross Talbot.
And that is Price Patagna, who is the injured Cajun on the sideline who they're working on. It looks like they're working on the left leg. And now we have another Cajun down on the field. So we'll take the timeout, 2nd and 5 for Newman at their own 31. You're tuned in to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. The injured Cajun, Robert Florence, got up and walked off the field and is now at the bench for Country Day. And Florence will get worked on now as Newman has 2nd and 5 at their own 31. Butcher in shotgun, takes the snap, pass, and that's going to be caught up at the 40-yard line. Stiffs a tackle across the 45 to the 46, and there is Murray Calhoun. The leading receiver for Newman has been held silent. That is his first grab of the game for Calhoun, who had 28 catches for 479 yards coming into the contest. 1st and 10 now at the 46 after the pickup of 15. And now play action pass. Dropping back with time, Butcher. Now scrambles to his left. Still looking down the field. Throws, and that is incomplete.
Butcher's pass, incomplete. 2nd down.
A dangerous pass right by the sideline. The Cajun player got hands on it, but it was across the boundary. Either way. 2nd and 10 from the 46 for Newman. As Florence is having his right leg worked on right now behind the Cajun bench. Three receivers to the right. Butcher fakes the handoff. He drops back to pass, evades pressure, rolling out to the left. He's going to take it and run himself across the 50. He's got the first down, and he will run out of bounds. He is rolled out of bounds. He still tried to keep going, but he stepped out. Officials mark him out at the 36, but still a keeper for Butcher as he eludes the pressure that was coming from the Cajuns. A gain of 18 for Martin Butcher. Showing a little bit more of the wheels today for Newman. Motion to receiver across the formation. It's going to be a little pop pass, and that's going to be Calhoun to take it, and he is going to dive across the 35 down to the 34. So Murray Calhoun on a little pop with a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Two receivers to each side of the formation. Showing the blitz with the linebacker in the A gap, and they're going to bring it, but it's picked up, and a pass out in the flat cannot connect. They were looking for Murray Calhoun once again. Defense on the play by Clinton Nicholas one of the 6 seniors on the Cajun roster, makes up a 3rd and 8 now for Newman. Three receivers left side of the formation. Poche, the single back to the right of Butcher, drops back, looks caught, and that's going to be Charbonnet, who leans forward and has enough for the first down. As he's taken down just at about the 25-yard line, Charbonnet certainly been the go-to receiver in these short and intermediate situations here for Newman. Charbonnet, who had a pair of touchdowns, the Week 2 victory over Thomas Jefferson. They stack the receivers, 2 to each side. They fake the pass, they fake play action, and that's caught. And across the 15, and now dragged down at the 10-yard line. Another pickup of 15, and that is Jarmon Sutherland. Scored the last touchdown for Newman with 3 minutes and change left in the second quarter. Now with 6:08 left in the third, picks up 16 and a 1st and goal officially at the 9. Greenies leading 20-14. Butcher takes a snap, hands off Poche. Little cut back, and then he's met at about the 5, and he's dumped down there. James Poche has had some tough sledding, hasn't had a lot of holes to run through, as we do have an official's timeout. He has scored a touchdown on a 15-yard run back in the first half. That made it 14-0. We'll take the break here. An official's timeout here on CrescentCitySports.com. You're tuning to Prep Football. It's Newman 20, Country Day 14, and the Greenies at the Cajun 5. Back in just a moment. Second and goal here for Newman as we're back. We're at Wensler Field and Country Day High School. Greenies looking to add to their lead at 20-14, trying to get it back to 2 possessions here. Second and goal from the 5. Butcher now under center. Don't see that often. And he's going to fake the handoff, roll out to the right. Butcher still looking and now throws it in the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Greenies, we do have a flag down in the end zone. The catch made by Murray Calhoun, but we'll check the marker here. As Calhoun, who had a silent first half, and that's going to be wiped out. An ineligible man downfield against Newman. So the touchdown wiped away. A 5-yard penalty instead against the Greenies will back him up to the 10. Murray Calhoun, 2 catches on this drive, would have had a third for a touchdown if not for the penalty against Newman. And there's another Cajun player who is struggling right now. Was seated, tried to get back up. Looks like he's cramping up. I believe, we'll check to be sure. I think that's Clinton Nicholas. As a training staff will now go out and have a look. Looked like he had cramped up. He was seated at the goal line. Got back up, took a couple of steps, and was still in some discomfort, and now will be looked at. So timeout for an injury on the field. We'll take a break, come back in 30. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. sidelines right now. Yeah, 34. 24. There's no 34. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, and that was Clinton Nicholas who walked off to the sideline. So it's second and goal for Newman now at the 10 after the ineligible receiver downfield wiped out the 5-yard touchdown pass that would have been from Butcher to Calhoun. Nelson Stewart's bunch looking to remain unblemished on the season. And going into what you have to say is really the real toughest part of the schedule as Poche takes the handoff up the middle, across the goal line, touchdown. James Poche finds a little daylight and squirts through for the 10-yard touchdown run, and Newman adds to their lead. Now 26-14 at the 5:31 mark of the third quarter. And they'll bring Moses on for the point after he hooked his last one to the left. Snap, spot, down, kick is high, on the way, and it is good. With 5:31 remaining here in the third quarter, it's Newman 27, Country Day 14. 10-yard touchdown run by James Poche, his second rushing touchdown of the afternoon, has once again extended the Greenies' lead to 2 possessions. And the Cajuns, who have not only been turnover prone, but turnover prone at the worst possible moments, killing a couple of drives and some momentum that they had going. As we mentioned, Newman has really gotten into the teeth of their schedule the next 3 weeks, including today, facing Country Day, who's number 5 in the latest unofficial Division III power rankings. They'll follow with home games against defending Division III champion Riverside next week. And then after that, a home game against South Plaquemine, who is currently sitting in 3rd in the latest Class 2A power ratings. Renoir will kick off. Kicks it high. Driving over to the 5. Across the 10 and the 15. Now slip on the cut. Cajuns bring it out to the 18 with Caleb Jenkins on the return, and he gets up hobbling a little bit. Jenkins now hobbles over to the sideline. So the Cajuns will play it 1st and 10. At their own 18, long field to drive here with Ibieta. And this Cajun offense, who had their biggest output of the season last week. 77 points in a win over Madison. Ibieta swing pass a little low, and that hits the turf. Intended for Buckner Hebe, but it was low. Hebe could not corral it. It was around his ankles. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Ibieta shotgun with 3 receivers. Now throws it across the middle, and that's incomplete. Trying to make a sliding catch for Country Day. That was Charles Redfern. They could not connect, and now it's 3rd and 10. Certainly the last thing the Cajuns need here would be a quick 3 and out. Shotgun, Ibieta handles the snap, throws it out to the flat, it's caught. Trying to do some work out there, it's Hebe, but he's quickly swarmed after a minimal gain of about 2. 4th down and 8, and the Cajuns will be forced to punt. It'll be Jamon Sutherland who'll be back to receive at about midfield, but we got a timeout on the field. Timeout called by the Cajuns. Gives us a chance to remind you, folks, every business needs a partner they can trust, so go with Hancock and Whitney Bank. Voted 2017's best New Orleans area bank by City Business. See how they can help you take your business to the next level by visiting HancockWhitney.com. Timeout on the field, we'll take the break with them. It's Newman 27, Country Day 14, with 4:47 remaining here in the third quarter. Greenie's about to get the ball back. The punt from Country Day. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here at Country Day High School, and we'll have a different returner actually. Now, out of the timeout, it's Sam Moses who will return the punt. He's stationed back at his own 48. Punt gets off clean, and it's going to chase him back, and it takes a Country Day bounce from the 40, and it'll be down at the 32-yard line, and that's where Newman will take over on their own side of the field. The punt goes for 48 yards, no return. And the Greenies take over with 4:36 remaining in the third quarter. And you have to think a scoring drive here could certainly really make it a tough proposition for the Cajuns. 4 receivers, 3 to the left as Butcher in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, has time, looks over the middle, caught. It's going to be a first down, and that's Calhoun, who is taken down at about the 46-yard line. Pickup of 14 for Murray Calhoun. So where we saw a lot of Dylan Hill early on, Story Charbonnet throughout, especially on third down situations, now we're seeing the Greenies going to their leading receiver Moores. That's opened up as this is a tough offense to defend against. Poche takes the handoff, and he will take it forward for about 3 yards. Flag on the play at about the line of scrimmage, and we also have a Cajun player down as well. And it is a chop block against Newman. And the injured player for the Cajuns, that is sophomore lineman Felix Allen, who walks off under his own power.
Call is a chop block. 15 yards is the penalty. Newman will play first and 25. They have 31-yard line.
So good to see Allen able to walk off under his own power. Still limping a little bit as he's grabbing at about his thigh. The penalty marked off for Newman, 15 yards. It'll be a first and 25. Just a yard behind where the Greenies took over possession originally at the start of this drive. Snap, handed off, Poche. Poche a burst across the middle, met but breaks a tackle and then gets spilled down just shy of the 40-yard line. James Poche.
Poche, the ball carrier.
Now starting to find a little bit more daylight here in the second half.
Second down, 17.
Those holes were closed up well by the Cajuns' front. But a gain of 8 here for Poche, who's the real bruising running back on this team. Butcher checks to the sideline for the play. 3 receivers, bunch to the right, 1 out to the left. Snap it, and the throw, and that's too high, and that is a dangerous pass as it goes over the head of Dylan Hill, who started the scoring in this game. It was way too tall for him. Incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 17. Greenies need the Country Day 44 for first down. Four receiver set. Butcher audibles at the line. Snap it. Butcher drops back to pass with time over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Poche. They could not connect as the pass was a little behind them, and Newman will punt it. So the penalty, the chop block penalty, brings a sudden stop after Newman picked up 14 yards on the first play of the drive. The 1st and 25 put them well behind the sticks, and that is huge now for Country Day to get the ball back here. With still some time left in this third quarter, just under 3 minutes remaining, 2:57 to be exact. Punt will get off, and it'll bounce at about the Country Day 33, and it's going to be picked up and then tackled right there. It was actually a loose ball, but Tyler Williams picked it up, and that was dangerous for the Cajuns. The Country takes over with decent field position. 1st and 10 at their own 33. .247 left third quarter. Newman leading by 13. Ibieta takes a snap, shotgun, rolls out to the left, looks to throw, and that is nearly intercepted as jumping the route was Renoir. That pass intended for Patagna. Renoir had it in his hands but could not hold on as he jumped the route beautifully. Made the read right, but just could not complete the play, and Country Day gets a break there, and it's 2nd and 10. Snap it. Now they're going to do a little misdirection here, and it's going to be a reverse, and they look to throw out of it, but a sack, and now a penalty. As Cy Winsberg got in there, flag on the play. And it is going to go against Newman for a personal foul. And what a huge swing here. Country Day pulled a little trickery. It was sniffed out by Newman, but a personal foul is going to be marked off here from the spot of the foul. It's a dead ball penalty. So the play counts. So after the penalty yardage is marked off, all of a sudden it's a 3rd and very manageable for Country Day, 3rd and 5, instead of what would have been 3rd and 20. Ibieta takes the snap, Option, he's going to keep it, cuts it back, and he's going to be taken down at the 40-yard line.
4th down, 3.
Well shy of the first down marker, 3 yards shy. So 4th and 3. And the offense is currently staying on the field here for Country Day as we are about to tick under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Bryce Patagna lined up slot to the left. Ibieta throws the other side, and that's going to be caught and a first down. Caleb Jenkins with the catch and the first down. A pickup of 5, and we now have a Newman player down. He will be tended to. That is Calder Schmidt, senior defensive back, who is currently being worked on by the Newman training staff with 1:41 remaining here in the third quarter. Country Day picking up a huge 4th down on a 4th and 3. A 5-yard reception by Caleb Jenkins. Schmidt, who's part of that group of defensive backs that returned off of last year's team. And that's where this Newman defense really has been deep, especially in their secondary as far as returners, as Jenkins is now hobbled off the field and he's being worked on the sidelines. So Ibieta now in shotgun, 4-receiver set, drops back to pass, looks, fakes, now pumps, goes deep, and that's going to be incomplete. Was intended for Nicholas. Got turned around a little bit. The wind, we should mention, was at the start of the game about 11 miles per hour out of the east. It certainly feels like it's picked up since then. Certainly could have some factor in the downfield passing game, especially for Country Day. He's trying to engineer a comeback from down 13. Ibieta pass in the flat, that's caught across midfield and then down at the 47-yard line of Newman. That works for a gain of 8. That is Christian Becknell on the reception. That'll make it a 3rd and 2.
3rd down, 2.
Ibieta checks to the sideline. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Ibieta drops back. He's going to loft it for Nicholas. It is too long, incomplete. Tried to put the proper touch at Ibieta, but just led Nicholas too far that time, incomplete. And it brings up another 4th down situation for the Cajuns, their second faced on this drive. And of course, no need to discuss anything. Cajuns went for it on their own side of the field. Down 13, nearing the end of the third quarter, last minute of it with 47 seconds left. Ibieta takes the snap, looks, throws, and that is going to be incomplete. Greeny defensive player got a hand on it, and Country Day turns it over on downs. With 43 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Folks, want 5-star service from a financial institution you could trust? Hancock and Whitney Bank has you covered with nearly 200 locations across the Gulf South and products for businesses of all sizes. Learn more at HancockWhitney.com. So Butcher and company will take over. Shotgun split backs this time. And they'll fake the handoff, play action pass. Butcher with time, still looking down the field, is going to throw, and that's going to be caught by Calhoun across the 40-yard line of Country Day, and that's a first down for Newman.
14 yards.
A gain of 14 for Calhoun. Gives Newman a 1st and 10 from the Country Day 39. Play action pass. Butcher rolls to his right now, moves the pocket, throws, dropped by Sutherland. Jarmon Sutherland just let that ball get a little bit into his body, and he could not hang on to the pass as he came back to it. Would have been a pickup of about 8, but instead it's 2nd and 10 with 26 seconds remaining, third quarter. Newman 27, Country Day 14. Motion a receiver across the formation, and they're going to hand it off Poche with a cut, and he turns it upfield, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of about 2. And that should be the last play of the third quarter. Newman doesn't have to run another play, and it looks like they're content to take this to the fourth as we're under 10 seconds remaining. First play of the fourth quarter will be a 3rd and 8. And no, we have a timeout. They let the clock run down, but then a timeout called with 4 seconds left in the third quarter. So we will have one more play in the penultimate stanza of this contest. Greenie's facing a 3rd and 8 in the Country Day 37, leading 27-14. As we mentioned, Newman is really entering the teeth of their schedule with a tough few weeks starting with today's contest. Country Day has really gone through a lot of tough contests of their own under Coach Joe Chango. We mentioned the victories coming against Bonneville, Episcopal, and Madison. Their losses coming to Amite and St. Charles. We also mentioned the good bit of youth on this Cajun squad, only 6 seniors. 3 who play on both sides of the ball, Cody Campbell, Price Patagna, and Charles Redfern. So Newman, after taking the timeout, their first of the half, in shotgun with Poche lined up to the right of Butcher. Butcher takes a snap, drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to try to run for it, avoids a tackler, try to get him by the ankles. He's got close to the first down, across the 30. He actually does have the first down for Newman. So Martin Butcher picks up 10, and that will end the third quarter. So 12 minutes left in this ball game. Newman picks up a third down conversion on the legs of Martin Butcher. They'll have a 1st and 10 to start the fourth quarter, leading 27-14. We'll take the break and come back in just a bit. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Started the fourth quarter here on the campus of Country Day High School. 27-14 Greenies. After Newman just picked up a first down and a run by Martin Butcher. Poche takes the handoff this time. He's across the 20, or tries to bounce it outside as he gets just across the 20. Taken down at the 19-yard line. Pickup of 8. And as often is the case with some of these bruising running backs who may get held up in the first half, those 2 and 3 yard runs in the first half turn into 7 and 8 yard runs in the second half as Poche has been able to find more room to run. Butcher with the handoff to Poche, and he's met behind the line of scrimmage and breaks a tackle, and then he's taken down just across the 19. As a host of Cajuns were in on the tackle. 3rd and 1 for Newman. Butcher under center, and he's just going to push it forward on the sneak, and he gets the first down with some yards to spare as he gets across the 15 down at a 14-yard line. Gain of 4. So for Martin Butcher, who has certainly put up the numbers from in the pocket, spreading it around to several different receivers and some capable backs out of the backfield, Butcher has shown the ability today on several occasions to break the pocket and make some plays with his legs. As they motion Calhoun across the formation, swinging on the other side, a little misdirection, but Poche's met the line of scrimmage, still trying to fight off tacklers. He pushes forward for about a gain of 2.
2nd down, 6.
He's taken down at the 12. Three receivers lined up to the far side. One at the near, that's Hill. Butcher checks to the sideline for the play with 10 on the play clock. They change the protection as Butcher takes the snap and shotgun. He's forced out of the pocket, pressured, rolling out, and he's going to throw it away. Good pressure by Country Day that time.
3rd down.
Forcing Butcher out of the pocket, and he did not have anybody to throw to on the far side of the field. 3rd down and 6, 9:40 remaining in the game. Newman currently in the red zone at a 3rd and 6 with a 13-point lead. Butcher checks to the sideline. Now 3 on the play clock. 2, 1. They do snap it. Throw out to the flat, and that is going to be caught, but a very minimal gain just across the 10-yard line.
Tackle made by number 23, Blake Masson.
It was Story Charbonnet
Number 16, Story Charbonnet,
who hauled it in. So that'll bring it to a 4th down and about 4. And the Greenies will attempt the field goal. So this is going to be a 26-yard field goal for Sam Moses. Snap, spot, kick is on the way, and it is good. Sam Moses knocks it through from 26 yards out, and the Greenies extend their lead now to 30-14 with 8:51 remaining in the game. We'll take the break. You're tuned in to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, Will Renoir will kick it off for Newman. Now a 30-14 lead, and it's going to be a squib kick. It bounces inside the 20, takes a high hop, and it's handled at the 14-yard line. A cut back to the middle of the field, across the 30, and down at the 33-yard line after a 19-yard return. That was Tyler Williams. And now the Cajuns down by 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions with 67 yards away from pay dirt and 8:44 left. Ibieta in shotgun, 4 receivers, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, he's going to run, hesitates, tries to cut it upfield. He tries to go towards the 40-yard line, and then he is held up there. So Justin Ibieta picks up about 6. He was just shy of the 40, marked down to 39 as his forward progress was stopped at that point. 2nd and 4, Cajuns. Ibieta, snap it, hand it off. That's Hebe, and he's going to be taken down after a pickup of about a yard. It was Preston Schnell who was in on the tackle for Newman. 3rd down and 3 at the 40. Snap it, drop back to pass. Ibieta throws out in the flat. It's caught. That's a first down, and then knocked out of bounds is Christian Becknell after he picked up about 7. So Ibieta hits Becknell out in the flat for the first down. Snap it, Ibieta, swing it out, and that's going to be incomplete. Forward pass. That was intended for Hebe on a little swing pass, but it was too low, and it's 2nd and 10. Four receivers is now Ibieta, hands it off. Hebe with a little cut, and he's going to be stacked up shy of midfield as about 4 greenies pushed him back. Among them, Cy Winsborg and Sam Moses got in late as well. A gain of 2 on the carry by Hebe as we tick under 7 minutes remaining. 30-14 greenies. Snap it, Ibieta drops back. He's going to haul it deep, looking for Becknell, and that's incomplete. A little hand fighting between Calder Schmidt and the intended receiver, Christian Becknell. But that pass sailed wide of the mark, and it's 4th and 8. And the Cajuns will bring the punting unit on. With 6:47 left, just shy of midfield, but the Cajuns will give up possession here. Snap, punt, gets off. It is angled towards the left as a little fire drill. A couple of greenies were around it, and it's downed at about the 25-yard line, and that's where Newman will take over. With 6:38 remaining in the contest, it is Newman 30, Country Day 14. I'd like to thank Rock and Bowl for being a sponsor of webcasts on CrescentCitySports.com. And a reminder, tonight you can see the band Karma at Rock and Bowl. We'll take the timeout, come back in 30 seconds, 30-14, Newman with the lead. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, Newman takes over, 6:38 remaining and a 16-point lead. Greenies in very good position to move their record to 6-0. Butcher in shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to hand it off Poche. Poche up the middle, and he is knocked down across the 30. A gain of about 5 as he would be marked down at the 31-yard line. And that should certainly most likely be the focal point for the Greenies now. Just ride Poche in this running game more to the finish line. After what has been a game of several wild twists and turns, twice we've had turnovers on back-to-back plays. Turnovers a problem for both teams. We've also had some big special teams plays on both sides as well. Butcher in shotgun. He'll hand it off once again. Poche. He bangs up the middle, bangs off a tackler, and he will have enough, plus a little bit extra, for the first down. Gain of about 8. And mark him at the 39-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains, and we have an official's timeout. 5:52 left in this one. Nelson Stewart, the head coach of Newman, who is in his 12th season, is rapidly approaching the 100-win mark. Should Newman polish this off, it'll be win number 94 to 39 losses for Coach Stewart. Since he took over the Greenies a dozen years ago. Rewind the clock. And Country Day shows pressure. Butcher going to throw the pass out, and that's complete to Hill. Hill across the 45, 40, 35, and he reaches across for a couple of extra yards before he is taken down. Dylan Hill, who got involved in the receiving game early and got the scoring started with a 48-yard touchdown reception. This one is a gain of 27 for Hill. Butcher, snap it, and it's going to be a draw play. Poche with the cutback, makes a tackler completely miss him up the middle across the 15-yard line. What a move by James Poche behind the line of scrimmage to completely shake a tackler that was right there. And that is a gain of 24. For Poche. Snap it with Butcher, hand it off Poche. He finds some room to the right side of the offensive line, and he's going to take it across down to just about the 5-yard line.
Poche the ball carry.
A yard shy of the first down.
Second down 1.
With 4:12 and counting remaining in this one. Butcher, snap it, and that's going to be a delay handoff. Poche cuts it outside, reaches across the goal line and scores. He's in for the touchdown. James Poche's third on the game, and that will pretty much effectively seal the deal for the Greenies. 36-14, extra point now pending. 5-yard touchdown run for James Poche, who came in with 14 rushing touchdowns on the season. Tacks on 3 more to the total. Sam Moses on for the PAT. He's missed 1 kick in this game. Snap, spot down, kick is high on the way, and it is good. With 3:55 remaining in this one, it is now Newman 37, Country Day 14. We'll take the break. You're tuning to Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Back here on the campus of Country Day High School, kickoff received and across the 20. Tyler Williams is met by Reese Andrews. So the Cajuns will take over 1st and 10 with 3:48 remaining at their own 21-yard line. In a game that hung firmly in the balance for a large portion throughout all of the first half and into the third, it's been James Poche and this ground game that has helped to salt it away for the Greenies, but also give credit to Martin Butcher as a runner. We've seen what he can do as a passer this season as they snap it, hand it off up the middle. That's Hebe, and he's met across the line of scrimmage by a host of Greenies, taken down after a gain of 2. Second and 8. For the Cajuns. Three on the play clock. Ibieta with the snap, and they hand it off Hebe, and he's swallowed up. Loss of a yard on the play. And the string is being played out here in the last few minutes of this one. Country Day is about to fall to 3-3. Newman, meanwhile, will be 6-0. Snap it. They're going to hand it off. Hebe tries to cut it outside, cuts back, and he's going to be taken down at around the 30-yard line. Couple of yards shy of the first down. And they give him the 30, so it's a gain of 8, actually 4th and 1. And the Cajuns will send the punt team out. Low snap. Punt gets off. And no return man back, so that's going to bounce freely across the 25, still rolling across the inside the 20, and it'll be down at the 18-yard line. That's where Newman will take over with 1:34 remaining. And it's all over but the clock hitting triple zeros. So in what is a tough district, obviously, the district opener for both teams, the Greenies will go on now to a matchup against Riverside next week. Meanwhile, Country Day will slip back to 3-3 in what has been one of the tougher schedules, especially among smaller schools in the state of Louisiana. Snap it with Butcher. They're going to hand it off to Poche. Poche shakes the tackler, and he bangs forward for a gain of about 5 yards. And they're going to bring the backups in now as all the starters leave to the ovation of the Newman fans who made the short trip over here to Metairie. Don't have to snap this one until about 47 seconds left. Shotgun snap, and they're going to swing pass out, and that's going to be intercepted and returned for a touchdown. Charles Redfern with the pick six. So they try a swing pass with the backups, and Charles Redfern read it perfectly, picked it off, and ran it back easily to the house, 37-20. Extra point pending here with Price Patagna. The Greenies certainly had a better answer for Patagna this time around than last season, where he was the player of the game. He kicked a field goal and 6 extra points, recovered 2 onside kicks, and added 5 catches for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Snap down, spot, kick is on the way, and it is good. With 42 seconds remaining, it's now 37-21. Newman. And they're the first points of the second half as 6 turnovers now in this contest. Once the game concludes, we'll have a very, very abbreviated postgame. We'll sign off quickly. Actually felt a little missed a couple of moments ago. Seems to have stopped now. Newman certainly ready for the onside kick from Patagna. And Patagna will just pooch it over the hands team, but going back to recover it and falling on top of it.
At the 37-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10.
It was Wade Pullitz. So Newman will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32. They could just run it out from here. They will bring the starters back out, and there's the knee taken.
Final score will be Newman 37.
As Butcher takes the knee, and that will do it. Both teams going towards midfield to exchange pleasantries. Newman now 6-0 officially on the season. Country Day falls to 3-3. Final score of this one is going to be, once the clock officially runs out, Newman 37, Country Day 21. So a game that firmly hung in the balance throughout the first half and into the start of the second half. The Newman running game just a little bit too much as it took over not just from Poche, but from Martin Butcher as well. And there are the zeros on the clock. It is officially over. Your final score, the Newman Greenies 37, the Country Day Cajuns 21. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this presentation of Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com. Thanks to Chip and Matt Merritt, and thanks to Coach Joe Chango and Athletic Director Mike McGuire for hosting us here at Country Day, and thanks to both schools for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you. And most importantly, thank you to you, the fans who tuned in to this contest this evening. And a reminder, tune into WGSO 990 AM. Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report will be kicking off in about a half an hour. Countdown to the Original is currently airing with Ro Brown over on WGSO 990 AM. Emmanuel Pepis signing off. Once again, your final, Newman 37, Country Day 21. This has been a presentation of Prep Football on CrescentCitySports.com.